Okay, so how's everyone going today? Today it is the 2-week quarantine that we've been in has finally ended. Yay! What's going on with my hair? So what I'm doing is finally going out and getting some supplies. Haven't been outside, haven't been anywhere for literally 2 full weeks. So I thought I'd go out, check out what the shops were like. Well, not check out what the shops were like, but buy some groceries, which we haven't been able to do. And I thought I'd take everybody along for the ride with me. So let's go check out the mall. If it's really crowded or the shopping centers are busy, we're not gonna go in. I'm just gonna head straight back home. I figured I'm safe in the car. Then I've got my mask thing to prevent me from touching my face. I don't think it stops me getting sick, but at least it will stop me from doing things. So we'll see how we go. All right, let's do this. That there's actually the train station car park. Normally that is completely packed with cars and stuff. It looks like there is still quite a few cars in it, but it's pretty empty. So, I mean, that's kind of a good thing. I'm still surprised there was a good couple of hundred cars still in there though, which means that there's still a few hundred people catching the train probably into the city or something like that, which is insane. I don't know who would be catching public transport now unless you really, really have to. But normally there's thousands of cars in there, so I guess people are staying away, staying at home, working from home, doing the whole isolation thing. All right, the shopping center's not too far from here. We're almost there now. So let's see how that is. I'm pretty fortunate that where we live is quite rural, so there's not as many people out this way. I mean, there's families and there's people, but it's not like living in the city or in an apartment area or a densely populated apartment area. There's a lot of houses and things like that, which means that there's just not as many people out this way. There's also a lot of farms out here, which you would have seen in some of my other videos, which I think just gives us a bit of an edge when it comes to like catching anything from people. It means that we can just avoid people a little bit easier, which is nice. All right, so we're here. It's pretty much what I expected. Like, everything is shut, as you can see. I'll do a couple of shots of the shops looking pretty shut. I think a lot of the non-essential stuff is shut. We're just gonna rush off to the supermarket quickly. There's still, a few people around. There's not tons and tons of people around, but there is a couple of people just kind of sitting around, which is a bit weird. No one here's wearing a mask, so I don't know about that, but I've brought one. Oh, this thing's awful. Makes me look like a duck. I don't even know if you can still hear me, but I figured I'd bring a mask for a couple of reasons. The main reason I bought the mask isn't to prevent catching anything. It's more just to stop myself from touching my face. If I have this on, then it's gonna be a deterrent when you're not thinking about what you're touching and what you're doing. So I'm just gonna be really careful. I'll probably film a little bit now for a couple of minutes while I walk around, and then I'm gonna go and buy what I need to buy and then come back to the car. But I probably won't film anything after I've touched stuff, because I don't want to touch my phone after I've gone and picked up groceries or anything like that. This mask is really hot and uncomfortable. I've never worn one of these before, but I think it's fitted okay. Oh gosh. All right, let's head outside. Well, there is like nobody around. There are still the occasional person just wandering about, which is the same thing I found when I was doing my vlogs before I went away for the wedding, when I was coming into the city. There's just people that just chill out at the shopping centers all day. They're just wandering about, doing nothing. And you really do have to question that, eh? Well, this is like one of the main walkways, and as you can see, every shop is closed. Closed, closed, closed.
your town centre. Thank you for doing your part to stop the spread by keeping a distance of at least 1.5 metres from other customers and retail staff. We're all in this together. For more information, please visit health.gov.au. Thank you and stay safe.
Okay, back in the car, got everything I needed, got some groceries, which was good. Now heading home. It was a little bit hard to film just because as soon as I bought something, my hands would touch stuff and I didn't want to touch my phone afterwards until I got back in the car and then washed it with hand sanitizer, which I've just done. Gonna head home now and then I'll let you know my thoughts of this whole thing, but that was an experience. All right, I'm back home now. Just had a shower and thought I'd just export this footage out and edit it out and finish it. I didn't record nearly as much as I wanted to at the shops or when I was out. I actually just didn't feel comfortable doing it. This whole thing is very, very real. So sort of making a video about how many people are around and what's going on and going to the shops felt kind of wrong when I got there. I did take a few shots that you would have just seen of like the lack of open shops and the lack of people around, which does show that people are mostly isolating. However, there were still quite a few people out and about, which did surprise me. I thought there would have been less. There was the supermarkets, especially, and shops like JB Hi-Fi and EB Games had a lot of customers still in them when they should probably have been at home, staying away from everybody else. So I didn't want to film too much of that stuff. It wasn't about shaming anyone or anything like that. The idea of this video was just to be a little bit of interesting content, considering I hadn't been able to go out and do anything for a couple of days, for 2 weeks. That being said, my whole thoughts on the issue is that you should stay at home unless you have to go out. I'm going to continue to stay at home or go to the park on the skateboard, maybe around the block on the skateboard, go for runs outside, but generally speaking, staying at home the entire time, not coming into contact with anybody else except for my wife. All right. Hopefully the video was still somewhat interesting, or something at least. The video for the last couple of weeks has been sporadic. I've been uploading videos from when we were away on vacation and wedding, uploading videos I've recorded since I've been home in isolation as well. So we're almost all caught up. I think there's only a few more videos left from the time in New Zealand a couple of weeks ago, or a month ago now almost. I was overly cautious the entire time I was outside. I made sure I wore my face mask from the moment I left the car till the moment I got back into the car when I took it off again. Anything I paid for, I used my PayWave on my left hand, which never touched any of the terminals. Put that back into my left pocket. When I got back to the car, opened the car with my left hand, put everything into the car, removed the glove, and then sanitized my hands. Got back in the car, removed the mask, sanitized my hands. So pretty much didn't touch or come into contact with anything the whole time I was there. Now, there's still always a chance that you'll catch something, but I think I was overly careful. When I got home as well, I threw all the stuff out. I threw the bags out that I'd used to get all the items, and then I washed the groceries and the couple of different items I bought from the shops down so that they were all safe, essentially. I was obviously overly cautious, but given the fact I've been in isolation for 2 weeks, and we haven't caught anything, I kind of wanted to keep it that way and kind of continue to do my bit as much as I could. But I guess the most important thing is take the advice that the professionals are saying really seriously. Make sure that you are doing what you can to be isolating yourself from people and staying away. I'm no expert in any of this by any means, but I'm just doing what I'm told. We stayed inside for 2 weeks. I didn't die. It was fine. Look, it wasn't the most, it's not the most fun thing in the world having to sit inside for 2 weeks and not be able to do anything. But I think it's something that the greater good kind of has to do, and we're all kind of doing our part to contribute towards that. Isolation for 2 weeks. This is what it does to you. This is my new best friend. You know, I'm just asking everyone, be safe, do your bit, and we'll all get through this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up and subscribe. Subscribers are growing, it's awesome. See you later, guys.